Hi, my name is Mr. Rutter and I'm the Head of Humanities. Now what I'd like to do is just talk you through the two GCSEs we offer for you to take up. Now the first one I'm going to talk about is geography. Now geography is a study of the world all around you. And we don't just talk about physical geography, right? We do look at earthquakes, we look at volcanoes, we look at coasts and rivers and all the rest of it, but we also have to understand human geography. Human geography such as the study of cities and how cities are growing so fast, the world economy and things like that. Now what this means is that, like it or not, geography is going to impact on your life. So I think it's vital as a subject to understand. Now at GCSE we learn 3 different units. Unit 1 is all about living with the physical environment, and this is the time when we look at that physical geography, tectonic hazards, tropical storms, ecosystems and biomes like rainforests and deserts. We look at the UK's coastline, we look at the UK's rivers. Okay? We do that mostly in Year 9. Unit 2, we start to study in Year 10. And this is where we look at the challenges in the human environment. It's a totally different ballgame. We look at population growth, we look at countries' development, how they move through a demographic transition model, we look at globalisation and the impact it has on people all over the place. We look at the world economy, about whether it's balanced, is it imbalanced, is it fair, and we look at the resources, specifically the 3 main ones of energy, water and food. Finally, we have a 3rd unit, which is all about geographical skills and issues. This falls in between Unit 1 and Unit 2. It gets taught throughout both of those, but also as parts of it taught on its own at the end. You have to understand map skills, reading maps, understanding maps of different types. We have to understand current issues, and that changes every year. Generally around the March of Year 11 we get told about what the current issue is going to be, so that's always very, very up to date, which is always exciting. And we look at field work. Hopefully we'll be able to get back to going out and about to 2 different sites, actually carrying out some geographical studies of our own, rather than relying on being told things via a textbook or via a teacher. You'll be assessed, obviously, in 3 exams. The first exam and the second exam are both an hour and a half each, and they're worth 35% of your GCSE. The third exam is slightly shorter, an hour and 15, and that's worth 30%. Now on all 3 of these papers, there's a mix of question types, and that includes multiple choice, it includes filling the blanks, it includes completing graphs. However, the majority of the exam is going to be made up of written answers, including lengthy extended prose. You are going to be writing a minimum of paragraphs, maximum of just about a full page for some questions. Now this means that your understanding of the subject has to be strong, but it also means that your reading and writing skills need to be very, very high. Now geography is a regarded academic subject. Okay, there's going to be a lot of complex terminology. You're going to be expected to learn it, you're expected to understand it. So if you're going to take geography, which I hope many, many people do, you've got to be willing to put the effort in, you've got to be able to really, really work at both your reading and your writing to be successful. Now the reasons to choose geography, there's loads. It's interesting, it's wonderful, I love it, right? But if we're talking about what you can do moving forwards, there are a whole range of different jobs you could move into. Now there's a really, really good point at the bottom of this slide here. It says there's no such thing as a geography job. There's just jobs that geographers do. Okay? The range of skills you will be taught, the range of things you will learn about, mean you can turn your hand to just about anything if you want to. As you can see here, thinking about an even bigger picture, if you look at the quote from Michael Palin, geography students hold the key to the world's problems. There are a lot of things going on around the world that are not great. There are a lot of potential problems we're facing, and it is up to us, up to you guys as the youth, to go forward and try and solve some of these problems. Geography is a subject that will help you figure out these solutions, will help you become those people that solve these big issues in the future. Now there's plenty of other reasons to take it, but there's a few questions and a few points that we find ourselves asked on a regular basis. So I asked some of the pupils I taught last year to add some points here. So as you can see there, is it fun? Yes, it is. It is a fun topic. There are some things that you'll find more fun than others, and that will change depending on who you are. All right? But I find one of the most exciting aspects about geography is just how much new stuff is suddenly opened up to you as we go through learning this. Now, is it hard? Yes, it is hard, like I've said. Much harder than Year 7, much harder than Year 8. But if you will put the hard work in, between me and the rest of the geography department up here, you will be able to get something out of it. And finally, I made sure, I always ask my pupils this anyway, are they glad they took it? And luckily, most of them say yes. And as you can see, the pupil from last year said here, they are glad they chose geography at GCSE, not just because of the things they learned, but it's about how interested it made them in what's going on in the world. It really opened their eyes, expanded their horizons, and they went on, as many of my pupils have done in the past, to sit at A level next year. Now, the second subject I just want to talk to you about briefly is history. Now, obviously, history is a study of the past, right? About our shared past. But what's important to remember is that we don't just look at how it changed lives back then, but we look at how it impacts us even today. So there's two areas you study. We study understanding the modern world, which is about World War I, and we do a depth study on Germany, and we look at shaping our nation, shaping this nation, where we look at Elizabethan England and power and rights. Now you're assessed, obviously again, on two exam papers. Paper 1, Understanding the Modern World, 2 sections. You do Section A, which is all about Germany between 1890 to 1945, and we do Section B, which is about the First World War. Paper 2, Section A, Power and the People, from 1170 all the way to today, literally up to the modern day, and Section B is about Elizabethan England. Both those exams are the same. They're 1 hour and 45 minutes, and they make up 50% of your GCSE. Now, similar to geography, there's a range of question types in the exam, but most of it is going to be lengthy writing, and you're going to be expected to understand and be able to read different sources, some of which are rather complex, and you need to understand some key terms that will be quite challenging too. It's another subject which is an academic subject. This means colleges look at it quite favourably. It's well regarded, but because they look at it so favourably and it's so well regarded, it is challenging. So if you're going to take it, make sure you are up for that challenge. Now, reasons to study it, as well as just because it's interesting and it's such a fun subject to learn about. It's also going to provide you with a range of different skills that you can turn to many other jobs. Analysis, research, problem solving, things like that. Okay? You can turn those skills into a range of different things you want to study at college, and into a range of different jobs and careers you want to take in the future. Now, like I said, these are two very, very fun, very interesting subjects, and I would be delighted to welcome as many people as we can onto both these courses. Right, but bear in mind, this is going to be hard work, but it's going to be rewarding work. Thank you very much.